Welcome back to the San Diego Opera Podcast. I'm Nick Ravelis, your host. My guests today are two singers from our upcoming production of Florencia en el Amazonas. First of all, our soprano, Maria Fernanda Castillo.
Yes. Exactly.
And our tenor, Daniel Montenegro. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now, I'm welcoming you back, right? You were
Absolutely,
in...
El pasado nunca se termina.
Yeah. So you're back in San Diego. Do you love being back?
Absolutely. I grew up in Orange County, and I have a lot of relatives that live here. Actually, my little brother now lives in downtown San Diego.
Oh.
And my older brother lives in Chula Vista.
Oh,
so
familia.
Yeah.
You're right here.
Exactly,
okay, that's
exactly.
great. But this is your debut with us.
Yes, this is so exciting for me, and thank you so much for your invitation. And I'm so happy.
You're from where?
I'm from Mexico. I'm from Veracruz.
Veracruz? Okay.
Yes, in the south of Mexico.
Yeah, my family is from Zacatecas.
Oh,
Originally.
we're a little bit far, but
Yeah,
still.
Veracruz. Yeah, I think my
Yes.
grandmother was born in Veracruz.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Good.
wish I spoke Spanish better than I do, but I don't.
It's
So
fine.
I'm sorry, we have to do this in English. But welcome here. Now, you've both sung the roles before? Have you done Rosalba?
Yes, like 2 years ago, we did this in Mexico City, by the way.
Bellas Artes?
Not Bellas Artes, in Senart,
Oh, okay.
another theater. And yeah, we did, I think, 4 performances also, or 5. I don't know.
And also you, Daniel?
No, it's my first time singing Arcadio. I've done quite a bit of Catan, but this will be my first adventure into Florencia. So.
Well, tell us a little bit about the role, first of all, of Arcadio. Tell us, who is he? What does he want? What is the role like for you?
Well, he's definitely a young man, a little younger than me. No, he's younger than me. And he's a nephew of the ship captain. He finds himself in a part in a moment in life where he doesn't really know what he wants. He knows what he wants, but he doesn't know how to get it. He has a dream of being a pilot. And he's stuck on this riverboat.
So a pilot of a plane
Of a
rather than a
plane.
pilot of a riverboat.
Absolutely, yeah. Yes.
He wants
and
to get off the water.
He wants to get off the water. He has this ambition of being a pilot, and I'm not really sure why he's actually on the boat. Maybe his parents sent him off. I like to think that maybe he was maybe getting in trouble at home, and his parents say, go with your uncle, or and he'll teach you how to be a man. So there he is. He's on the boat, and he's just tired of just this route going back and forth on the Amazon. And of course, he sees Rosalba, and he immediately thinks, wow, my God, a beautiful woman, he's a young man, and he's ready for anything, but he's definitely kind of in a spot where he's a little frustrated.
He's got a lot of dreams and doesn't quite know what to do with
Yes,
them.
absolutely.
But then, and this is why the two of you are here together, because in the opera, you're a romantic couple. Mm-hmm. So he falls in love with Rosalba.
Exactly.
Tell us about Rosalba.
Okay, well, she's a young writer, and I like to think that she's kind of my alter ego a little bit, because I'm a little bit Rosalba in some ways.
You're similar to
A
her.
little bit, yes, I'm similar, and but she's a little bit more shy than me, maybe. I like to think that someone broke her heart, so maybe in high school or something. I have my own story, and but the Capitan says something before when he's introducing her. He says that this girl doesn't know what she has. But she has already everything, but she doesn't
know it.
Exactly.
Well, now that's interesting then, each of you as individuals, each of these characters as individuals, don't really know who they are
Absolutely.
or what they have until they meet each other.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a kind of slow moving process you'll see throughout the whole opera, and then they finally get together almost at the end of the opera. And for me, I think for Arcadio, this is definitely his first experience with a woman. I mean, I'm sure maybe he's had a couple girlfriends, but nothing like that. He's actually thought, wow, this something's different here.
Right.
And throughout the opera, there's some awkward moments because he's just not very experienced. And I think with Rosalba, he actually sees that she's going for her dreams, and she's actually doing it. And at the end, he has a line that says, with you, you're going to be my guide, to the future. Basically, he says, to my guide to flight. Which you could say it could be literal as he's going to be a pilot, or just flight as far as his life. Exactly,
flying into love and into passion.
Into love. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the music, especially I think because you have sung the role of Rosalba. Tell us about Catan's music in this particular opera. How would you describe it?
Full of passion in every word, in every phrase. I really love this music because it has everything. It has fun, love, passion, and sometimes not hate, but a little bit between Paula and conflict.
Yeah.
So it's like a rainbow, in the music.
Yeah.
Like you have all colors in the music.
Is it difficult to sing? Is it a hard role?
It's not hard, but it is a little bit, how can I say, complicated a little bit because it goes very high and suddenly up, and sometimes you have to float the voice, and sometimes you have to full voice. And
so what would you compare it to in the standard repertoire? What role would it be like? Like Puccini?
Actually, I was thinking about Puccini, maybe La Bohème. And when, Mimi, a little bit. Actually, it has a phrase that says, gracias, instead of grazie, mis spento il lume, gracias, me ha salvado usted la vida. It's like Puccini, Bohème.
Yeah.
And the chorus, actually, when they get in, they say, jarabe para el amor, aranci, whatever they say in Bohème. Totally Bohème.
Oh, at the very...
Yeah, at the very beginning.
This dawned on me when I first got to know this opera.
Yes.
The opening of Florencia is like the opening of Act 2 of Bohème, because everybody's selling things
exactly
on the dock, right?
Yes,
Except the only difference is that in
Spanish.
Act 2 it's Spanish, but also at the Café Momus they're selling things in Paris. But it is very much a list of all of the goods and food and things that they sell. So it is very reminiscent of that particular scene. Although I think it's not right for us to keep comparing Catan to Puccini.
No, absolutely not.
No.
I think we have to be careful about that.
I mean, Catan, he's got, it's so distinct. I mean, he's such when you hear his music, I've done several operas of his now, that it's Catan. He has his own signature sound. And, people compare it to Puccini a lot because it's so passionate.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not Puccini. And I think also the parallels are that he writes so well for the voice that a lot of people say, "Oh, it's Puccini." He writes, the phrasing is just it's so natural, and also and it's so natural with the language, just as Puccini, but it's definitely not Puccini. I mean,
of course,
Puccini's Puccini and Catan is Catan, and for me, I mean, Catan's music is it's the most fun. I have the most fun when I'm singing Daniel Catan's music.
I think for selling tickets for what is essentially a new opera, because certainly new for San Diego, it's a great marketing tool for us to be able to say, this is like Puccini. You will, but we can only go so far with that. I think we have to be really, really careful and say Catan is Catan, as you
fine
said.
line, yeah.
But the thing is not about comparing, but all artists or all singers, composers have influence.
Yeah. No, there's definitely influence.
Yes, but it's not.
No, just like when, as a singer, you sing something and they go, "Oh, you sound like so and so."
Yeah, exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Like
but you are not.
But you'll never-
And
Yeah.
you know darn well that you don't sound like
exactly.
that.
maybe you sing
That's a very nice
like that
compliment, but
because of.
That's lovely, but
Yeah.
you know, I have my own voice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm thrilled to have both of you here, and for you making your debut, and for you to come
Thank
back.
you.
I know for both of the mariachi operas, El Pasado, as well as the one we did before that,
Cruzar.
Cruzar,
Yeah.
Cruzar la cara de la luna. You guys were a rehearsed company.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Came into town
in.
for a weekend and then
Yeah.
disappeared. I didn't get a chance to meet any of you.
Yeah, it's
so
nice to be
anyway,
here
it's
for a
good.
period of
It's good to
time.
have you
Thank you.
back,
Thank
and
you.
we're really looking forward to the opening of Florencia. So, muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. Muchas
Bye-bye.
gracias.
See you soon.
Thank you.
All right.